Personne ne sait comment nous sommes arrivés sur cette terre. Une terre de magie et de danger.
Welcome to Scotland,
Yes.
a land of rugged beauty, mystery, and enchantment, wherein
Rebelle is a story of a brave and spirited heroine, Merida, who has to come of age and heal the great rift in her family while having a big, epic action adventure. The movie idea came from one filmmaker's heart and experience. All of our films are director-driven, filmmaker-driven. Our whole studio is. So all the ideas come from right there at Pixar. Brenda Chapman, who's one of the directors of the film, she had an idea based on her relationship with her own 6-year-old daughter, who it was a very sort of difficult relationship at the time. And Brenda wondered, what kind of girl will she be as a teenager? What will the relationship be like? And that was the idea she pitched. So it really was from the heart of the filmmakers.
well, she was designed. Merida as a character was designed to be all about conflict. All about the contrast. So we had to set her in a time period where society has these traditions, right? So that she wants to break away from the traditions. That's the most amount of contrast that you're going to have. It's also about her changing from adolescence to adulthood. Those teenage years. I mean, that's a very transformational time, right? Again, contrast. To be a princess, if she was just a milkmaid and didn't want to get married, big deal. You throw her in a room, right? There's no stakes there. To be a princess, raise the stakes so that her choice to not want to go through with this or to come out and win herself in the competition, finding that loophole, created the maximum amount of conflict in the movie that we can have for the story, so we can really understand the dilemma of this decision. Music is the quickest way to emotional connection. I mean, as soon as you hear a tone, there's an emotional response to that. It makes us feel happy or sad or mediocre or on edge or whatnot. My kids watch movies. Nothing's happening on screen, but you get a they're all, they're immediately terrified. Well, there's nothing happening. Why are you terrified? It's sound, right? So sound does this. So how do I economically, as a storyteller, get inside somebody's head without getting into a dialogue scene that just goes on forever, right? Music. It has to be that. It has to be the song. I don't have to have the person singing it, right? But I can, do this kind of montage type of piece where the song is overlaid over the top of a sequence, right? So that's why we had songs.
We found the best balance of the comedy and the heart and the intensity all came from drawing on true life, our true relationships. Mark's own family life, Brenda's own family life. All of our story artists, their own family relationships and all the natural humor that comes out of a family. And even also the intensity and the difficulty of coming of age. So it's really taken from real experience, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, we have to pull from the things that we know so that we stay out of the cliche and the superficial and the obvious, So you want to have that kind of background. You need to be the expert on the subject, to have that real emotion there, those real feelings there. So we pull from anywhere we can, instead of copying, we kind of take a real experience. My daughter complains to me about her younger siblings all the time, going, they get away with murder, Dad. I'm all, that's exactly what Merida thinks, because she thinks her life is unfair. I took that line directly out of her mouth, stuffed it in the movie.
It was really more a filmmaker's choice in this case, because it is very easy to market a movie by giving away the whole movie and, telling everybody, here's what you're going to see. But it's our experience as moviegoers, as people who have grown up all our lives loving movies, that the fun of seeing movies is experiencing the journey with the character. And we don't like to see movies when we've already seen the whole plot in a trailer. So we treated it as a movie that we would want to see, which was, really, we partnered with our Disney marketing friends and said, please, let's hold on to this plot twist and let people be on a journey with Merida, as surprised as Merida is at what happens, because, we want you to feel what Merida is feeling, and you can't do that if you see it coming.
How do you tell a story about where choices have consequences if there are no consequences? Right? There has to be consequences. And the more dire the consequences, the more you're going to get the lesson. And that's what maturity is. I mean, we go back to the old Grimm's fairy tales and Aesop's fables. These are all warnings to children that they're going to have to grow up. And the world that we live in is dangerous. It's not a happy-go-lucky place where everything's all, you're going to be taken advantage of and beaten up and all kinds of nasty stuff. And you got to pay attention, you know? And we wanted to get that across. And, you know, bravo to Pixar for letting us push the bounds of animation and take it out of it's just for kids in the United States. Everywhere else in the world is more advanced when it comes to animation as a medium, you know. And America's the last to kind of catch up. But it's starting to happen. You see more and more, you know, I don't know what the equivalent is in France, but the PG rated, the parental guidance rated movies are becoming more frequent at more of the studios, and it's becoming the norm. So, yes, we wanted to go a little darker, but you're in good hands. We're not horrific. There's no blood and guts, you know, so you're in very good hands, but it's all part of the storytelling. You'll see. We're so happy to be here in Paris. We love Paris. We love France. This is the birthplace of film. You guys know your cinema, so we're very happy to come here tonight and share with you this first screening here in your country of Rebelle. Thank you.
Seul l'aîné de chaque famille pourra participer à ce tournoi et espérer obtenir la main de la damoiselle.
Je veux tenter ma chance et décider de mon destin.
Je te défends de tirer une autre flèche. Qu'est devenue ma fille adorée? Je ne la reconnais plus.
Je veux un sort qui change mon destin.
D'accord.
Il pourrait rien nous arriver de pire. Je m'attendais à tout sauf à ça.
Si vous aviez l'occasion de changer votre destin, le feriez-vous?